is everyone doing today? What an interesting moment that we're going through. Pretty much everything that I stated on yesterday's stream, the levels I gave hit perfectly, and then on top of that, bounced like crazy. We're looking at some really interesting moments right now in the crypto industry, and if we can hold certain levels, it looks like we are going to go to astronomical highs. Let's see. We're going into some really interesting moments, which are really important as well. I want everyone to really understand that fact. There is a key factor here that we also need to know is that we are going into a period tomorrow, most probably, into the non-farm and unemployment numbers. These things are going to be extremely important, and we could potentially see some form of pullback, especially as we are getting to key levels of resistance. Those two connected together could maybe potentially cause a bit of a pullback, but that pullback, if these numbers don't come in terrible, there is a chance that these things could come in absolutely terribly. If they don't come in absolutely terrible, then we will be most probably in for some form of massive slingshot movement higher. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see if everyone is here today. What is going on? Is everyone here today? Yeah, yep. Okay, cool. Everyone is here. Right. So, what's happening at this present moment with Bitcoin? We had a key look at this distinct moment the other day. I said very clearly. I said most probably this little pullback, this ETH. Sorry, just got here. Patrick, we're about to talk about it and I'll get to it. This ETH level, not ETH, this Bitcoin level, I haven't got to ETH yet. We will talk about it in a second. This Bitcoin level that we're looking at right now, I stated yesterday that at maximum, we would come and tap the 104,000, 103, yeah, 104,000, but we couldn't even get to that level. It was a full-blown fake out and back into range, and oh boy, did it go back into range. It had a spectacular move and then tapped the upper level of the area that I stated exactly. I mean, like it's here. I've given you all the levels. It's almost like you guys don't need to watch me when I give you all these levels. But you should really watch me and stuff. Please watch me. But that's the situation where we're. It's a bit of an interesting place where we are, what's going on, and what is looking like it's going to be a bit of a potential further move up. If we can break the key levels, hello Christopher, if we could break the potential key levels above the 109,000, let's say 110,000 level, especially if we look here, 1 second, I'll show you something. Especially if we look at the liquidation numbers right now, we see that not only has the bottom level been, actually this is the week, let's not look at the week, that's a bit too aggressive at the moment. Not only have we swept the bottom of all that liquidity around the 106 that I stated the other day absolutely perfectly. I mean, we were all of, oh man, it went a little bit more, but we were all of 1,000 off. I said around the 106,000 and it just went a bit further than there. Sweep that liquidity and ran up like nothing else. Now, where we are right now is around 111. The majority of the liquidity that we're seeing right now, if we go to a bit more of a, let's see, 48 hours. What's the 48 hours? Yeah, the majority of the liquidity at this present moment is sitting beautifully at the 11,000 level. Now, what we could see, and this is something that I want everyone to really understand and be very clear in what's going on, is that if we hit the 111 level, I mean, and look at that, it is a clear, I mean, the levels I've been talking about for many weeks now. I've been talking about it. You guys are seeing and they're hitting them absolutely perfectly. I said that around the 110, if it breaks and holds above the 110, we are in Candyland. All right, this thing is going to go up. It's going to accelerate quite aggressively. But I will say this is something that's really important for everyone. I kind of don't want that acceleration too quickly. Right? I kind of don't want that acceleration too quickly. The reason why I don't want that acceleration too quickly right now, I'm here for edging. Fantastic, man. Hey, I'm kind of correct, all right? Edging works. It's a type of, you know, it's a type of like plastering. I mean, I didn't mean that to be funny, but that actually came out quite funny. Anyway, never mind. Edging is a type of plastering. All right, let's just keep it at that level. All right, there's nothing more. No more questions are needed from what I just said. Is that fair? All right, cool. So this is where we are. This is what's going on. Type of greatness. So that's where we are. I mean, I've said many moons. 110 is the number. I don't count this as the all time. 110 is the number to break right now. Now, the reason why I think we're going to be hitting that is the level of liquidity that's going to be running in. Hey, Peachy said you have a melt away. The reason why I say that is that the amount of liquidity that seems to be coming into the industry, especially with the movement of the SPX, we'll get to that in a second, is getting quite aggressive. I actually did a video right now. Has this not been a slow, grueling accumulation for a long rise? Yeah, yes and no. Don't forget, Bitcoin has moved a massive amount in these few periods of time. Let's not forget that. I mean, if we look at this level here, we are looking at a enormous move that we've had. Let's not forget that. It's just running within this channel right now, right? I mean, you can adjust this a little bit. It's more like that right now. Yeah, something like that. But whatever. It's running in the perfect channel at this present moment. It's running up as we let's do that actually a bit cleaner. There we go. No, you know what? That was wrong. There we go. Right? It's running in the perfect channel right now, and it's coiling up to do some crazy things. I will say this, right? And this is really important. With such pivotal news coming out tomorrow and Friday, right? Is it tomorrow and Friday? What's the date today? Tomorrow and Friday. Actually, I'll show you the pivotal news that information that's going to be coming out. Come on. Why is that not working? Ah, there we go. The pivotal news that's coming out at this present moment. Today is the second. Yeah. So on the 3rd, we have the unemployment unemployment rate is coming out. It's extremely and the unemployment claims. These two are going to be extremely important, and then the big one, the Mac Daddy. The Mac Daddy is going to be coming out on Friday, right? Where is this? Not actually Thursday. The Mac Daddy, which is where are we going now? Oh, yeah, and on Thursday, yeah, non-farm employment rate and unemployment rate are coming out tomorrow. These two are extremely important. Like, I mean, this thing can make some serious moves in the market, but there is going to be some level of de-risking going on. And the reason why I say this is important is that if we look at this level that I've been showing for just forever, right? I mean, like you see how many times I've showed this to you. This RSI triple bearish divergence, it's coming in to resistance right now. With this coming into resistance here, with this coming into resistance here, and there's going to be massive information that's going to be coming out tomorrow, we could potentially see a bit of a pullback, right? We could potentially see a bit of a pullback. One positive news that if you look at the cipher B, we see that it's actually reversed the negative, and not only that, we're seeing increase in liquidity going into Bitcoin, and most importantly, we're seeing a uptick as well. So this is giving a good indication that this is going to go higher for the coming weeks. It looks like this is on the weekly, by the way. I'm just talking about in that sense. Now, one thing I will say, and this is the thing that you guys really need to look at and be understanding. If Bitcoin, what could happen, as I said, tomorrow it could come back down and retest this 108, 107,000 level, right? No. I'll tell you this, the real monkey, right? If this comes back, retests this trend line, and holds it as support, Just get ready. That's all I'm gonna say, because the next movement will be spectacular. I want everyone to really. It will be like people screaming and all this kind of stuff. It will be out of this world movements that we're going to be getting. I really will explain this to you. If it can hold that level there, this is my opinion. Don't listen to what I'm saying. But like I really do believe that this thing coming back and testing this trend line is going to be extremely important. What happens here is a very, very important in my eye. Now, if we look at the Gaussian channel, I showed this to you guys yesterday as well. I said maximum it'll tap the 55-day. I mean, at maximum it'll tap the midline or tap this 55. It didn't even go there. I mean, like it deviated underneath the 21-day EMA. As I said, in most of the time when it hits those levels and deviates back up, it is a slingshot type of event. It hit that and gained acceleration and liquidity as we go forward. How do we know when to get out? There's lines here. I've given you the lines. You see, these are the lines that I'm showing. I've showed you. Just put these on your graph, and you'll understand why is going on. Look, right now, what's happening in the market, and I'm going to explain this as well. Right, is that we're in a very unusual market environment right now. I want everyone to really understand that we are in spectacular low volume. I mean, like we're at. You know what I mean? That was fun. That works. All right. We're at spectacular low, and it seems to be reducing, right? If we look at daily exchange volume, it's any lower, and it's like they're going to be, the exchanges are going to be giving out money to people. Like we're at that level. We're at absolute astronomically low levels of exchange volume and a new liquidity coming out. So right now, I don't understand the charts. All right, well, just follow. I'll tell you. Right now, this is all institutional move, right? And I know why it's institutional move. I did a video about it. Check it out on my YouTube channel. It's one of the first ones I'm doing long form video there. It's going to be far more informational. You make sure you follow those and check those out. All those videos there are. Take a lot of time, and I put a lot of effort into them. So also let me know what you want me to change on those things, right? Now, what's happening right now and what's the situation at this present moment is that we are beautifully above the Gaussian channel. We're at the key level of resistance. We're at coming to resistance on the RSI. But what's super important of this RSI that we're seeing right now, right? If we look at on the weekly, this curving up, and this coming to resistance, right? What could happen? This is what could happen. I'll show you, right? We could come in here, touch that as resistance, come back as this is curling up like this. And if it holds that as support, this thing is going to rocket through. Watch this bit here extremely carefully. If it taps that, rejects and comes back as the RSI is moving up, that tap is a slingshot event. These things don't happen often. I want everyone to really understand that. These moments don't happen often, right? We're coming into silly moments in the market. Although, I could be wrong and no one knows what I'm talking about. And maybe the people that get very vocal. Thank you for all that you do. It's helpful. Miss Stardust, whatever, man. Just come and check out the Learn by Alvarez Telegram group as well. We're there to help out. Everyone there is super duper helpful. It's a beautiful community there. All the people there are OG guys. They're amazing. Honestly, really, really cool people. Right. If that happens, that slingshot event is going to be wild. I'm telling you. If it happens. But, I could be wrong. Who knows? I don't know anything. And especially when have you guys noticed, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed. But have you guys noticed that every time there's a pullback, those guys who are bears are very loud. It's over. I told you to sell. Look, I will say one thing to everyone here. And this is going to be a tip so everyone can really gather my thoughts. If people have sold, right, or they say they've sold, this industry is a weird one, right? if they've sold and they have no skin in the game, and they are talking in a manner, in a global sense manner, that it's over and everyone should sell, why are you listening to people that have, firstly, no skin in the game, right? And secondly, are not producing or giving you any local levels of understanding? Eventually, it's going to go down. I mean, eventually it is, right? You can't expect this thing to go up forever. Eventually it'll go down, but that eventuality is going to take time. There's a lot of gains to be made within that period, right? Because I'll tell you now, those people who are shouting bearish are going to be shouting the most once this thing goes to crazy levels. It's like, oh my God, it's crazy. It's going down. And when it starts going down, they're going to be like, oh, you know what? I told you. I said it. You know, I sold early, but sometimes taking the gains before the top up. It's the same bullcrap. I just can't understand the word pullback anymore after like 6 to 7 months of it being the number one word in crypto. Yeah, it's true, right? What's your band? I don't put any band inputs. It's just normal RSI. You don't need to put any of those details there. Not necessary. Fiddling with it too much is not gonna really help, right? So yeah, look, this thing is just. I mean, look, right? I want you guys to understand. Sometimes, people ask me, how do you know something looks good or not, right? I want you to look at this graph. And tell me, right? There has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts at breaking this level here. 6. There is only so much attempts that a graph can do before it breaks through. Right now, if you look at this graph, the only thing you can say is that this thing is going to break through. Whether it's down and up, or it's a sideways movement, there is going to be a break of this level, and it was going to be a break of this level, and it's going to look. If it does something like this, gets to the all-time high, right, comes back, retests this. If that holds, I'm buying 100 grand's worth of Bitcoin. I'll be very honest with you. I have an insane amount of Bitcoin. If it is, I'm doing that because I'm okay with where is this now? Where are we right now? I'm okay with 18% on that. I wouldn't mind getting a nice 18 grand on top of what I put into it, right? If it does that, that is pure slingshot levels. Pure slingshot levels. Pure slingshot levels, right? Of course, this needs to come to that line. That level to there is enough to get it up above it and back down to here. That is pure slingshot levels. I want everyone to really see this, and I want that Mambo number 5 up there. It could do. Look, the only way that we get there, though, I want everyone to really understand this, right? Is that be thankful for red days. All right? Can I borrow a dollar? No, I mean, don't worry. I that's why I don't charge for any of this. Apart from the pro group, which is just costing me money these days. But whatever. but whatever. All I give is give, and then TikTok comes and goes, no, you bad. All these scammers are good. I want scammers. I don't want good people. But whatever. By the way, I'm waiting on the strikes on my TikTok account to go down before I start going live on there. You guys need to follow my alt channel, man. You guys need to really start following my alt channel. I don't get it. I don't get why you guys are just outright not wanting to follow that channel. I mean, there's hundreds of people on here, and yeah, where's my channel? There we go. Let's see what level we're at. How many of you have actually? I don't know what's going on. All right, I don't know what's happening here. Wait, is it still here? 1 second. I need to check something. I just saw something slightly worrying. Is it still here? Please say it's still here. All right, it's still here. All right, that link didn't work. Whew, that got me a bit scared for a second. Right. that's the situation of where we are right now. Like you guys need to follow my alt channel. It's actually in the Learn My Alvarez group. It's in a lot of things. You guys need to check it out, and then I will be able to go live on there and be able to do this massive amount of thing. Things, Ethereum slingshot. Explain now. I have not. I have no time. My actual main account is on TikTok. So I may look small on YouTube, on X, and things like that, but my real account is on TikTok. It's about 70,000 people that follow me there, right? So yeah, you can check out my alt. I'm doing all my videos and my short form there and everything else on that level. Right, where are we going? Ethereum explain right now. I have no time. All right, I'm sitting on the toilet right now, and my business is gonna be finished in 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes, brother. Right. So this 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 is the situation, and this is what I'm saying. Right. We could potentially see a red day tomorrow because there's going to be some de-risking going on to that level, especially as it's tapped the. But what we could see, what do you think about chain? I'll come to Chainlink in 1 second. 1 second. Right. We could see this. This is also another possibility because there's liquidity around 111. Right. We could see that. Right. And a fake out down like that. Right, that why can't I draw straight with this thing? Anyway, we could see something like that as well because it could take the liquidity and dump it back down up before the relevant key data news is coming in. You know, it's like 100 Alvarez on TikTok. Say hello, the TikTok stats. Yeah, I know. It's not a 100. I counted. It's 1,800 channels that have my name on it. So, you know, but I'm the scammer, right? But I am the scammer. Okay, cool. Cool. TikTok, have fun, enjoy, whatever. Anyway, so there we go. Goes in channel, looks like that. It looks like it's a nice little bounce back over the range. As long as this level here holds, right? I don't want everyone to really understand it. As long as this level, the 100, it's moved up a little bit now. The 107, 400, give or take, 107, 400 holds. Then we are continuing up in this level. Chainlink's my biggest bag. It's Amazon 20 years ago. Yeah, Chainlink's. I hold a lot of Chainlink as well. I think Chainlink's going to be a future. It just have to be patient. Patience. Look, I bought Solana. I can't remember, but between $13 and $18. $13, right? I bought it at $13, right? And if we look at Solana back or when it was $13, it's been 2 years. I held that sucker for 2 years, right? And I sold majority of it at a certain point, but I still hold a large amount. I'm actually going to be buying more very, very soon. Once we potentially get a bit of a pullback here, I'm going to be buying a lot more. Once that rotation into regulatory clarity comes in, and the fact that you can now trade stocks on the Solana chain. That is wild. Guys, please understand. Being able to do that is insane. It's insane. It's going to bring in enormous amount of liquidity into Solana. That TVL is going to make it explode on that chain once we start getting all the aspects moving forward, and all of those coins that you like on Solana, right? Including Fat Cat. I want everyone to understand. If you want to check out Fat Cat, check out the links in the bio. You know, we're doing some really, really interesting things there. Like if you go here, you can see the Wildcat. We got the aggregator. It's one of the cheapest aggregators out there. We created this in our own project, and we also have the bot. Any project creators out there, if you utilize and buy the bot, it's a community bot that tracks community interaction. I will allow you to go on the live for half an hour to talk about your project, right? So there's a lot of those things are going to be doing some really, really silly, amazing things. Syrup, thoughts, Alvarez. Thank you very much. I'll have a look at syrup. I'll have a look at syrup. Did you say memes? Here's a meme. Here's a meme. Here's a meme, bruv. All right. Okay. Cool. Look, where are we right now? Let's put this back on. Put that back on. Nope. All right. Cool. So this is the situation we are right now with the S&P 500. We are in full-blown SR flip. Right. We are in an area where, as I said before, if we take the fib retracement from the bottom to the top, and we go on to what my a good hedge fund owner friend of mine sent me, right? Real guy, right? Real OG dude. He said we're around between the fifth and the sixth inning, right? And we're going to be coming to a crescendo where we're going to be getting some 45% rallies from the lows up. If we add that to this number here, we're looking around at minimum 7.5 to 7,200. At maximum above 7,000 to around the 8,000 level on the SPX, which will be wild. That move there will perfectly align with what Bitcoin is doing. I just want to say this though, this is curious. The more we go this way, the higher we go that way. I want everyone to really understand that. So take moments of pullback. Maple Finance, do your own research. Yeah, definitely do your own research, right? The more that we go, the more Jesus, honestly, the more that we go right, the more we go up, right? So this is the thing. If we go straight up, we're looking at levels around the 132 level maximum, or potentially it could end around 125, 120, depending on the amount of liquidity that's going to be coming into the market. The more it goes up, the more it goes left, the higher chance it can get to these crazy numbers as liquidity starts to fuel in. I did a video on my YouTube. Check it out. It explains exactly where this new liquidity is going to come, especially now that the big beautiful bill is passed. I mean, I read the bill in its entirety the other day. I mean, how can I say this? If I wasn't in crypto and stocks, right, and I'm trying to phrase this in a way, I'm trying to phrase this in a nice way, right? If I wasn't in those two specific areas, it would be hard for me to justify this bill. It's pretty bad. Like, I mean, I'm not. It's pretty bad. It's not fantastic, right? I wouldn't say it's a humdinger. It wouldn't be something that I would go show the family. You know what I mean? It's one of those sort of like, you know, let's just keep that dirty little secret in the side. It's not great. But for stocks and crypto, it's amazing. It's pretty amazing what's going to be happening. All right. So we also have the news. One second. Right. We also have the news that Donald Trump has announced that he has done a deal with Vietnam, which is great. I mean, look, it's not like we do a my bag of syrup hold or throw into ETH. What would you say, brother? I'm getting there, right? Getting there. Super. Joe, this is a show, right? I need to do my show, and then I'll talk about the super serum cycle, right? This deal that he's done, I mean, technically they don't do that much trade with it, but it's I just noticed the hat. Does this guy not get the irony? Hello, Lee. Does he not get the irony of these hats? I really want all of these hats. I really want. You guys can hear that, right? It's like it's really hot in it. It's like it's really hot in the UK, and the ice cream man is like, "This is my time. This is my moment. This is my moment. This is where I make life-changing gains." Life-changing gains. I'm selling mega gallons. It's gonna be beautiful. Beautiful levels of ice cream. Yeah, it's underrated, but look, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if it's underrated. Is that the ice cream fan? Yeah, it's the ice cream fan. He's going to town, man. He's like, I'm gonna make some money. I looked at the Trump store, but it's always sold out. All the Trump stuff is sold out. He sells everything in the ice cream. It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. You know, 10% discount on that Trump hat, man. I want all of these hats. I just want them. I want to wear them on my stream continuously, right? I will need 7 hats for 7 streams, right? I'm gonna be rotating them. So Gulf of America. Gulf of America, yet another Trump development. Love that. Awesome. One of my favorite things I've ever seen in my life. All right, cool. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, look, this Vietnam deal is a good thing, right? I live in Sweden, but I still know about it. Yeah, of course you do, man. What are you talking about? Wait, when you go to the ice cream man and he goes, "All right, bruv," you're like, "Okay, cool. I get everything here. All, I get everything I need to be happy from this ice cream truck." Right? All right, bro. do, you, do you want spring? Do you want some happy? Do you want some happy sprinkles on that ice cream cone? It's 50 quid, mate. Anyway, whatever. Good. Anyway, where's the ice cream chat when things are going down? I love you, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Anyway, what were we talking about? Yeah, look, this Vietnam deal is a good thing. The reason why is because it's a progression of what we want, right? One of my friends started a beer place in Vietnam. He said it's a corrupt system. You have to pay to every official to be able to go forward. Yeah, but whatever. Corruption's accessible there. This corruption is you have to be a billionaire. It's the same thing, just different levels, right? And it makes you want to ask that question. What would you want more, accessible corruption or non-accessible corruption? Not saying that he is corrupt in any way whatsoever. No corruption at all. He's squeaky clean, right? In Sweden we call him. I'm assuming that's a rude word. Where else are you streaming? I'm on X as well. Now, the reason why this is such an important thing is because it's a progression more of what. Hello, M. More of what the USA needs and what he's trying to do. I've stated it before. I understand now completely what this guy is trying to do. He completely is trying to create a system where the USA is benefiting with greater trade deals, but keeping that tariff between the 10 to 20%, which will increase the amount of extra income coming into the USA. That's it. That hat's going to be made in Vietnam. Zero tariffs for goods made in the USA going into Vietnam. Yeah, bruv. Anyway, whatever. So that's a good thing. The more he gets these type of deals underneath his wing and in what he's doing, the better it's going to be. The better it is, the better it goes forward, And he just needs to start ramping that stuff up. Like, just get on with it, man. Just get on with it. Get that stuff done, and it's all coming to a bit of a crescendo here. I said it a couple of months ago when people were down. Follow Elvis on TikTok, back up. Yeah. Crypto Alvarez. Yep, it's awesome. I actually, you know what? Let me put it into. Does this link work? 1 second. I'm just curious. Can I ask you, does this link work? If I put this in here, does this link work? Can I ask a question if this link works to everyone here? If that link works, then it's amazing. Then we can go on from there. What was I saying? What a pump! I know, right? Trump should tariff Powell's Taylor. But how many followers now you have on get the right one? Yeah, it's on. I'll show you. Let me see. Let me try and find it. I don't know why that link is not working for me though. Is this the right one? Why is this not working? Does it say you couldn't find this? 1 second. 1 second. Let me send this to the group so I can. I don't know why it's not working. 1 second. Copy. I'll send this to myself. That's not what I want. Here we go. This should work now. Right. I'll put it into the chat now. Okay, cool. Link. All right. This one. This is the real one. Can you guys see this when I put it in? That's what she said. Anyway, can you see this when I pasted it into the chat? Can everyone see this in the chat, by the way? Oh, Jesus. In YouTube, you can see it. I think people I think people on YouTube can see it. Anyway, whatever. So dumb. All right, this is the 11th. No, wait, this is my normal one. No, that's my normal one. Ah, it's my normal one. Put the wrong one in. 1 second. Again, that's what she said. Anyway, this is my normal one. No, that's not the one I want. I want the non-normal one. 1 second. Here we go. 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 Do you like this live? By the way, it's amazing. It's the height of amazingness. All right. Put that there. All right. Cool. All right. This is the real one. All right. Cool. There we go. Cool. Right. This is the one that's mine. I only have 144. You guys are being lazy. Just come on, man. Just come on. All right. Just press that. Press this. 10 times more each. Press it 10 times more each. Actually, I'm gonna put it into the chat. Alright, there you go. Paste. Alright, there you go. Paste it. That's the urgent. Press it 10 times more, and then I can start going live on here, and everything will be amazing. Right. So this is all good. This needs type more, and it will only benefit the market. And I said we're coming to a bit of a crescendo where the more this happens, the more money the USA gets. The closer it gets to a rate cut, the more money that the USA is going to save. The money in the money markets, and also I will say this is super duper important, right? It's super duper important. The moment that rates are cut, I'm in. That's what she said. Really? I don't. Never mind. This is fine. I can't go down that. The moment that the cut happens, and there's money coming in, and we see a economic environment in the USA that is conducive to growth, every piece of money that's outside of the USA looking for a home to get some form of yield and return is going to fly into the USA. The amount of liquidity that's going to be coming into this industry is going to be out of this world. By the way, do you guys like this wider angle, further back type of camera angle that I'm doing, or should I be more into my face? What are you guys thinking? More in face or wider angle? I need to ask. I'll see that quick. That something English. I need that English to happen. Right. That's where we are on that side. Right. Let's get to the interesting parts that people are like, all right, yeah, we understand that Donald Trump and all that kind of stuff, and just get to the point. Right, okay, SPX is there. Looks like it's going to be going. Be careful around this sort of 6,300 level. That area there is going to show some level of resistance. I'm sure could be a potential pullback, retap of this, and then breakout from there. Now, if we look at wide angle, you like this one more, right? Is this better? It looks more formal and like more streamery. US exports 14 billion, but imports 140 billion from Vietnam. So still, US business affected. Yeah, it's affected, but you look good. Then again, you always do. Nah. It's so white, foggy. What's white and foggy? What? Is the camera white and foggy? It's probably this light here. Wait, is it better when I take it off? No, it's not better. Right. No, that didn't work. Anyway, where was I? What was I talking about? What was I talking about? I was talking about something. Oh yeah, about the exports. Yeah, they export 14 billion, whatever. Like it just means that there's no tariffs though, right? So that could increase the exports. It could increase. I doubt it. It could do, right? But what's happening is that the 140 billion, it's going to affect the businesses, but again, it's still going to be bringing in 20% is an amount that sellers can absorb, the majority of it. I prefer the TikTok look, but that is my personal preference. A bit. Now I care what Peachy says, so I might bring it closer. You guys can all like, leave it on. Never mind. Hey, look, I'm getting a really good camera to do all the stream, and on top of that, I'm creating a studio type of vibe, right, in my house. It took a lot of how can I say, conversation with my wife. A lot, all right? A lot of bags were bought, or promise of bags, and maybe a ring, right? So I'm most probably going to be able to sort out one of the bedrooms into a like studio, full blown studio with like backs and camera and all that jazz, right? So as long as we see the bed frame, it doesn't matter. There's not going to be a bed frame. It's going to be a background. I know people really like it's not a bed frame, it's a banister, right? I know people like the convince the missus. What else can you do? Honestly, I had to approach it like a ninja. I was like, so, I've seen you've been looking at this bag, and she's like, oh really? I was like, yeah. You need to ease it in, right? And I'm like, oh, so we don't get too many guests anymore. Like, there's that, the fourth bedroom. We're not really doing much with it, and like, the camera is a bit hinge up. You want it further up, like that. Oh, I don't know, whatever. You look like a real millionaire at the moment. Life from the bedroom. What else? Get a couple of freezers. No, downstairs is HC'd up. By the way, the guy's coming to put the hole in the wall. I don't know. Whatever. I'll sort out. Whatever. It's for the timing, anyway. Alright? And all this kind of stuff. That fourth bedroom. It's a nice bedroom. No, it's a big bedroom. Whatever. It's fine. Yeah. So. Short story. Short story. We might get. I have permission in the house that we own. Oh my god, that we own, right? Even though I paid for everything and everything. Anyway, whatever, right? That we own, that I'm allowed to have a studio. that cost me more, like possibly 10 times more than the equipment I'm going to be buying in there. All right, so cool. Other than that, fantastic, right? Everything's good. Now, if we go to the total, love you lives already. So looking forward to the bedroom. It's not a bedroom. It's too high. All right, whatever. I'll sort it out. Sorry, I meant to say it. Sorry, Peachy. I get it. There's something you're not liking about. I'll sort it out. Whatever. This is just a temporary thing for the time being. It's not going to be a bedroom. The bedroom is going, and it's going to be the bedroom is going, and it's going to be a studio. But it's too hot to carry at the moment. Peachy, I'm kind of making me feel self-conscious. Does this not look? You know what? Whatever. It's fine. All right. Whatever. I know it sounds exciting. I'm excited as well. It's a bit costly, but I'm excited. All right. Cool. Whatever. I was gonna get the bags anyway. Apparently, I didn't know I was, but whatever. But now I'm getting them. I'm a streamer, can't make everyone happy. Yeah, I know, whatever. It's fine. It's no problem. Where are we right now? Right, look. So if we look at the crypto total market cap, I mean, like, it's like, the the movement I've drawn looks absolutely astronomically good right now. You mean didn't have a camera in the bedroom? No, that's more of a, we don't, imagination and whatever. Why am I even answering you, Lee? Whatever. So look, this is holding absolutely perfectly right now. It's come and tapped the key level, which is the 2021 high of the Bitcoin. You're the best, man. I appreciate it, Christopher. It means a lot. It's tapped the 2021 high. That level of support is extremely important. It's also at the top level of Gaussian channel. This level here is unbelievably important, and you can see how strong that level of support is and where it's slingshot up. Now, I'm expecting again potentially a small level of a pullback, possibly to come and retest the 786. Possible. If you look, everything is coming into areas of resistance here. Everything is. Does bro talk crypto? What? What? What was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, everything's coming to an area of resistance, so there could be a bit of a pullback that could happen tomorrow, especially with the relevant news that's coming in. Man, shut up. I'm not. Shut up. All right. Okay. Now back to USDT dominance, and look at that absolute perfect rejection of that trend line I told you, the 4.29. Yes, a little foreplay in between. Little? What are you talking about? I'm the master. No, you see my wife? No, I'm joking. So that perfect rejection of the 4.29%. Ice cream man is taking some money. If that's was with I don't know. It's probably the airdrop. Like the plane is dropping the ice cream material that he's going to be spreading around. All right, bruv. So look, yeah, perfect rejection of that 4.92 level. I said it the other day. I said, look, if this holds, then we're going to see a big move in alts, and if this goes up and retests the 5% level, then that and that level there is going to be a possible rejection zone there. We'll see how it goes, but that there looks great. Now we're coming to the midline of the multi-month trend line. Look at that. It's held strong all the way through, right? Now, I'm expecting some form of bounce off that mid level. This level here is a possible area of rejection, small level, which again works with all the other levels where there could be a potential of a love on Bitcoin's going up and alts are moving up. Yeah. Well, eventually it will happen. You'll see. There will be a point where Bitcoin gets to such high levels, these things will start to move in one way or other. What's the time for marketing Fat Cat? Now is a good time to do it. Yeah, I will. I'm going to come to that. Now, where we are right now is if we reject off this key point, come back and we're testing this key a midpoint of that trend line. I mean the trend channel that we've been going on. Possibly could see a bit of a rejection there. We'll see what happens, or that could come down and possibly reject off this 4.63 level. Again, we could see a bit of a sweep and then come back down, but the ultimate aim is to see this break and have a full continuation down to the 3.79 area, which will be the key pivotal point whether we see a massive growth in investment into cryptocurrency or not, or that bounce will take it back up, and we will see more of a move in that direction. Paparazzi flying over, trying to get a snap about. Yeah, of course. Yeah, God. Anyway, that's that situation there. Right, now, where are we? DXY, further continuation. This will slowly creep back down. We have to make sure that we, again, watch this 95.5 level area. That there could be key, because that little bounce there could cause a lot of problems in all risk on assets. We'll see what happens, but I don't think so, especially when there's going to be a larger level of this the stable coin that's going to be coming out. That stable coin aspect is going to put less stress onto the DXY, which will actually cause less demand for it, and this thing can go down more on that level. Gold is creeping up. It's a bit of a worry, but I still think, as I said before, that it will reject off the 3,383. And if you look carefully, this looks like it's creating a perfect head and shoulder level, where these points here will cause a further rejection back down to the bottom. Watch that level there. That could be a good area to do a bit of a short on gold. Now, Bitcoin dominance is looking relatively healthy. It looks like it's it's produced a lower high when that's on the 4 hour. Don't count that too much, but if we look at it at the daily, it looks like it's had a bit of a bounce from here, potentially creating a lower low. Anyway, potentially creating a lower low, and this could go down and possibly test this key level here. The 64.6 is going to be important. That will cause some better movements up, which could work quite well with Bitcoin going up to the higher levels as we speak. You guys will want to see the ETH. I'm going to talk about ETH in a second, right? If we look at Total 2, we're seeing that Total 2 had a beautiful bounce. I would expect it to have gone a bit further down, but it looks like the market is looking strong, right? Especially with institutional buying. This pullback into the fair value gap, I would expect them potentially to the 0.5 level. Edging not done. No, of course, it's all about the edging. Potentially go down and test the 50% level here, but the market showed some strength, especially with a lot of positive news that are coming into the market right now, and it bounced off the 3.382 and continued back up, and then tapped the top here, and we will see what happens further. This could potentially, as I said, come back and retest the 1.4 trillion level area, which works well with coming to the key resistance levels that we're seeing. If we look at Total 3, which is basically altcoins, what is a good sign is that, again, it's touched the fair value gap. I thought it would have come down a bit more, but it's tapped the top of it. The top usually is a very strong level. I mean, sometimes if there's some weakness, it can go down to here. It's come back into range. It's beautifully within range now, and it's above key levels of moving averages. This looks strong. If this comes back, possibly test this trend line as we see. Let's do that. Oh no, that's okay. Well, yeah, potentially comes and tests this trend line, or tests this level of support at the 827 billion mark. Then this could accelerate back up here. Now, the pen bends and things on the wall fall. Just back up one second. It's my cousin. She gave it to me, and I'm just like, there we go. One second. There we go. Right, cool. She gave it to me. I have to put it on. Love her and uncle and stuff, right? Where are we now? To ETH. Now, ETH. I talked about this yesterday. Right? I assumed possibly that it could come and tap the 2,353. I said I would be a heavy buyer there. It's a bit off. When I say a bit off, it's annoying how off I was, because I had a massive buy that we're talking about less than 1%. I was off by less than a freaking percent, right? Less than a freaking 10% off. I was so close. To getting that. It's like, it's annoying. Anyway, whatever. I drew that level, and I thought it would come there. It didn't come there. Whatever it goes. We'll look for the potential coming down and retest of this level here, and then break out from that. Now, the slingshot that I'm going to be showing you guys, right? This slingshot, you see how when ETH moves, the whole market moves. You should want ETH to win, especially now that I stated the other yesterday. If people who were not here, I'm stating again that the stable coins that are going to be developed are going to be developed on ETH. So institutions are going to be front running this like crazy. like crazy. I want everyone to really understand. And this is, look, I showed this, I'll show it to you guys again, and I'll come back to the slingshot level I'm talking about right now. What we're developing right now, right, it's something called a box structure breakout, right? That's not it. What usually happens when that on that level? Yeah, I have a lot of ETH. You're, Patrick, you're going to be doing potentially very well, right? Usually with these type of breakouts, you go to the all-time high and draw it to the area of breakout, right? The move that can happen, right, if it breaks above the 2,748, right, is a move back up to the to all-time high. So this could potentially go to 5,000, and to be honest, it could hit the 6,500, because this level is works on two areas. First, the area of control, and then from all-time high. The potential all-time high of ETH is 6,500. And the reason why we could see the potential why we could see this, as I said, I'll show you the slingshot right now, right? What's happening right now? Let me reduce this down a little bit. This doesn't happen often, so this is why it's like I was like, I'm so annoyed I missed it missed the level by 0.74%. 0.74%, you little. Anyway, I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm super cool, right? This is a slingshot, right? LMS, how you doing? This is a slingshot that I'm going to be showing you. This level here is extremely important. It's super duper important, and it will show some level of resistance. Maybe. This could break through crazily because we have institutions that are buying. What we're seeing right now is a curving up of the RSI. At the same time, chaining will be the best thing to own when all stable coins will. Yeah. At the same time, this is coming into resistance, right? What will happen is this could come down as this is curling up, and at this point where it meets will be the slingshot effect. Will be the area where once this comes down and taps that curve up of the RSI, will skyrocket this. I promise you, you will not see this anywhere else, right? Most people charge to give this type of information. Right now, we are in a area right now where we could potentially see a massive move in Ethereum. Hello, Granger, how you doing, man? We're potentially in ballpark territory of doing an enormous move in Ethereum. Watch this like a hawk. I'm done saying I told you so, right? I'm tired of it. I want you guys to say, look, he told me so. And follow my TikTok channel, all right? Ain't that difficult, bruv and bruvettes. Watch this. This movement here, right, is super duper important, and it could potentially slingshot the whole market. The whole market. It's not just Ethereum. Ethereum moves, the whole market moves. You see, like, even if we show this to you right now, Ethereum has done a what move here? What move are we talking about here? Ethereum has done a 7% move, which are me in Valhalla ETH. Yeah, definitely. It's done a 7% move, and there are coins that are 18, 20, 30% up at this present moment from that little move. Imagine when it does a 3x. Imagine what will happen when you start getting to those absolutely astronomically insanity numbers. Time frame I use 4 on 1 day. Anything lower than that, then you start going into scalping. My ETH memes will go crazy. Everything will go crazy. Because don't forget this. I think we need to have a lyric. Res made me rich on the door of my lamp. But wait, let's not say that. But I try my best to give you the most amount of knowledge. Now, on top of that, I want everyone to also understand this, right? How's this looking? Yeah, this is coming into a key. Again, look, it's coming into a key area of resistance. We could see that pull back into the RSI slingshot that's happening, right? And if you look at total Bitcoin, alts are still out underperforming Bitcoin. Bitcoin, look, I'll say this, right? I want everyone to understand this. There are two areas of interest for me in alts when I will be like, fat fingering, as they would say. Thinking about it. That saying does sound wrong. Anyway, right. So where I'll be fat fingering my buys. The first level. The first level is here, right? I appreciate all the info and the live shows are absolutely the best you can watch. Thank you so much, Christopher. It means that, right? Where I'll be like pinky finger fat fingering here, and if it breaks this and gets down to this level here, I'll be like five finger strong fat fingering into altcoins like you would not believe. I'll be buying all the big fundamental. The top 40 will be in my wallet. I'll spread bet the absolute bejesus out of the whole industry, because you're going to be looking at some astronomical moves in a lot of things. That would be my bet. But I'm in a different financial position to a lot of people. If people don't have that opportunity, waiting's also a good thing to do. Those naughty fingers, they ain't naughty. God, I can't. Anyway, whatever. What was I talking about? Yeah, so that's the situation where we are. Oh, and now let's talk about Solana. Institutions are buying up ETH already. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Think of it this way: the stable coins that are going to be bringing in. There was an estimate that said that it's going to be bringing in $5 trillion more liquidity into the U.S. market. Right? Is going to be done on Ethereum. Just try and understand how insane that is. I want everyone to understand $5 trillion in stable coins are going to be created. The value and liquidity of $5 trillion is going to be created. Does everyone really understand what insanity is going on right now? What crazy situation that we're in? And on top of that, I want everyone to really understand this fact as well. I'm shouting it now, so when it happens, right, or if it happens, these are all ifs. This is crypto. Everything has a percentage of chance of going to zero. If things don't go to zero, this is what will happen. All right, there's no in between. Zero this. All right, that's how I play this market. All right, and if we look at Solana right now, which looks like. Do you think this is the last time ETH will be low on stablecoin? In my opinion, yeah. The only way, look, and I want everyone to really understand this, right? And nobody gets it. Nobody is realizing it. No one realizes it. Because this sentiment is so low and everyone's... I just want... Look, you need to understand. Like, this is the thing that really, really grinds my gears and people don't get it, right? There's a reason why institutions are buying. There's a reason why institutions are buying. I want everyone to really understand this fact. There's a reason why they're buying. The reason why they're buying is because they're front-running what is going to happen. They know what is coming. And they are making massive bets about it. They want to be there first. Would you not want to be there first? Would you not want to be there first? And the best time to buy, right? The best time to buy is when everyone thinks it's over. When everyone is bored on holiday. When everyone's on holiday going, oh yeah, I'll spend my 3% I made in the, trading, because, that's me. I'm going to be here going, all right, what more can I buy? What am I buying right now? You know what I mean? Because retail's no, it's not. They're not awake. They don't understand. They don't understand what's going on right now. They really don't. Who cares if it pulls back 20%? I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm at that point right now. I don't care. It annoys me so much that I lost out on my. I had a limit buy order at that level that I drew, and it missed it by 0.74%. Like, it's less than a percent. You. Mm. Bitcoin ETF had 300 million outflows yesterday. Yeah, so what? It's because it's going up. People are taking profits, and summer is coming. It's fine, whatever. It can have a pullback. These things can have pullbacks. I'm talking. Look, I want everyone to understand. It's still possible to get a bull run of some form, right? I need everyone to understand. And on some form, I would expect there's going to be a level of liquidity going into alts for sure, right? And it will be mostly retail that do it. It won't be institution. I want everyone to know that thing, because once Bitcoin starts getting to the crazy numbers that it is, people are going to be looking at other forms of areas to go into. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Alts are a bit of a question, but if you're in good fundamental alts, I think they will be doing. It all depends on your time scale of investment. If you're looking, I'm done by the end of the year, I don't need anything else, then you might go through some levels of stress, even though there'll be that level of movement, a small level of movement that we will be getting, potentially larger than we expect, but we will be getting some move, right? But if you're thinking more broader scale, more greater time scale, even this ETH play could take a year. It could take a year, but who cares? That is annoying, but you can still get in at some point. Yeah, it could take a year, but you're talking about a year to 4x your money. Let's not forget this fact, right? Nothing that you can put your money into would give you a 4x in a year, unless you work with the ice cream guy, right? Unless you're working with the ice cream guy, you made that in a month, bro. Right? Apart from that, right? Yeah, you're in a position right now where things are unique. You buy when it's quiet. That's where I buy. I buy when it's quiet, and the quieter it gets, the happier I get. Right? That's the situation. Even with Solana, look, I'm talking about Solana. Solana's looking like it's going to come back and retest this level here, the 144. I mean, if we draw the fair value gap on this, let's see if it's past the 50%. If it's past the 50%, then let's see if it's past the 50. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Damn, look, I'm almost exactly at that. What could happen? It could wick down and tap the 50% and then take off from there. Look at the 144 to 143. Somewhere in there, I'm most possibly assuming that it will be a bounce. To be honest, I think it's already happened. It's done the midweek. It's done the midweek strategy here. It's already taken out the mid of that wick. At best, we could see it come and retest the 149 now. I bought some more my leverage position this week. Cool. Yeah, be careful with that, right? Our Bitcoin will be worth less. No. When I'm talking about these things, right? Bitcoin to me right now, right? Bitcoin to me is possibly going to be worth more. My investment, I have an unbelievable amount of Bitcoin. Oh, the aircon guy, man, that aircon guy is driving in a Bentley. I guarantee you it. That guy made more money in these 3 days, more money in these 3 days than he knows what to do with it. Bitcoin, in my opinion, right, with what's coming and what's moving forward, right, there's going to be a moment where Bitcoin decouples from all of this stuff. Could you explain what is the behind your decision? Why you're gonna buy if total 3 drops to 5 million? I'll have a look. I'm going to explain to you. Bitcoin is a different animal, in my opinion. It's going to be hello Diva. It's going to be decoupling from all of this stuff. The trajectory of Bitcoin, right, is going to do what gold is doing. It's already doing some silly things right now. It's already doing some silly things. I mean, if we look at gold at this present moment, right? Why I didn't just why? If you look at gold, right? We're looking at this type of area in Bitcoin. The insanity level hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet, right? I'm at that point with Bitcoin right now, right? I'm at that point with Bitcoin where literally it's not going to be a sell for me. It's going to be a loan against it level. That's where I'm playing with what's happening right now. I'm going to be working on loan against it levels of insanity, because I've said it a billion times. There is going to be a supply shock of this thing when everything comes into fruition. Of course, these are all dependents and if buts. There's a lot of if buts and maybes and fat fingering going on, right? But if all these things come together and all this legislation come together and things settle down, right? This thing is going to come into a supply shock like nothing else. 90 million are out already. There's only 21 million that's going to can ever be produced. It's going to get to a point where there's going to be more demand than there is supply, and the eventuality and the fundamental rule of economics, supply and demand. If there is more demand than supply, prices go up. That in line with the halving that this thing happens on a set schedule and timed nature, and the only asset in the world that the more you buy, the value goes up. There isn't anything like this. There is only one eventuality of what's going to happen to this thing. In line that also with the fact that the stable coin is coming in, the dollar is going to be deflated into absolutely oblivion. It is a no-brainer in my mind. You're looking at a asset that a new, what's it called? How can I explain this to you? A new financial product that's going to be produced in line with what gold is. That's where we are. But can you explain to me, if gold and Bitcoin is priced in dollar and the dollar loses value, say 25% in the future? No, the gold and Bitcoin is a hedge against the dollar. I want you to understand this. The more this goes down, the higher that this and this goes up. Because understand, think of it this way. Why would you hold on to something that every year you're losing its value, in essence losing money? Every year. You know what? You know when they say inflation is like, 4%, 5%. In my mind, it's more like 9%, right? Let's be realistic here. Does anyone feel any way close to richer than last year? It ain't a 5% move we're talking about here, right? It's not a 5% move. Most people wouldn't feel 5%, right? It's not like, oh, you were buying $100, now it's $105. Oh my God, I can feel that. It's more like it was $100, it's now $300. What the F is going on, right? That's what true inflation, in my opinion, is. But the reason why it is that is because the dollar that you earn, that $100K that you earn, last year would be able to buy you this much, and this year, with that same amount of money, buys you less because things are more expensive. That is the devaluation of the dollar. That's what inflation, in essence, is. But what gold and what Bitcoin is doing, and why Bitcoin is actually more valuable than gold at this present moment, and I'll explain this to you, is that gold is a true form of store of value. Gold stores value. And you know how you know that, right? You know how you know that. Back in the day, back in the day, an ounce of gold would have bought you a good suit. Now an ounce of gold will also buy you a good suit, a really nice suit. That's how you know gold is a store of value, because it holds the value of the dollar at the point at which you buy it. That's what gold is, and why it's so valuable, and why when there is uncertainty in the world, because uncertainty breeds inflation. Inflation reduces the value of your currency and it goes down, right? That's why gold is so valuable, because it holds the value and the wealth that you have. But I'll say this, the reason why Bitcoin, in my opinion, is so powerful is that it's gold plus golf. It's gold plus golf. Yeah, bruv. Get that golf in. No, it's gold plus growth. That was a mouthful. You can always get more gold, but there's a finite amount of Bitcoin. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. It's baked into its technology. Bitcoin is, as I said, it's a store of value plus growth of your value. Bitcoin, at worst, gives an annualized return of 50%, including bear markets. Do we understand what that means? It means that the dollar you put in gold and golf, yeah, they kind of go together, to be honest. Honestly, I went to Wentworth the other day. Damn. I think the air cost me like 100 quid. Anyway, whatever. It's like, it's so clean in here. And someone came with the card machine. 100 pounds, please. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. What was I talking about? Yeah, so you put $1 into Bitcoin, right? As a at any time, at any place, by the end of the year, you will be making 50%. I don't know what is going on right now. It's unusual that this never happens. Like there's like military planes flying. It's weird. Anyway, whatever. You put $1. By the end of the year, you make $1.50. Whereas with adjusted for inflation. But if you look at it with gold, your dollar by the end of the year, if it's adjusted for inflation, it's still making you $1. It still caused the value to stay the same when it's adjusted for inflation. That's why this thing is so valuable. That's why people are looking into it, especially as regulation is coming in. It's bananas with a split and sprinkles on top, right? That's the key factor of all that. Right, now, that's my little shabubi with the shamumis. Right, tell me, what do you want me to look at? What coins are you looking at right now? I think I get it. Stardust. Anytime you need to ask any more questions, I'm here to help out. It's always been the case. It's always how I am. And that's how I've always been. I am here to help. That's it. All right, cool. What am I looking at? What things do you want me to ask me? If there's any terminology, any factors you want to know as well, let me know. I have about 5 to 10 minutes extra time. You know, I want a studio vibe, so I have to be good. Yeah, I have to be good. All right, render. All right, let's look at render. I'll check out Fat Cat as well. So with Fat Cat, right? I'm gonna be doing I'm arranging a space soon, right, with quite a large creator, and it's gonna be 2 spaces that's gonna be happening. So I'm gonna be accessing into the Crypto X very soon, and all that stuff will bring a lot of volume into it. Right. Wow, a lot of questions came in. Wait. What was the first one? Render. 1 second. Let's do that, and let's go render. Cool. Oh, look, that's it's. I mean, I haven't touched anything, right? So you can see how this works. I haven't touched anything. Render looks good. Look, I will say this. I will say this about render. It's very easy with render right now. It just needs to break above 3.35, right? It just needs to break above that. It's had a beautiful break of trend, come back and retested the trend at a key point. The 0.382 is a very, very key point, right? It means that it shows strength. Usually it comes down and tests the 50% level. It's tested the 3.82 and bounced off that. This could come back and retest the 3.22 level, right? And then break up above. But I'm assuming there might be some bit of a pullback in tomorrow, which could mean that it could come test these levels, potentially come all the way down and retest this at 3.82. But this looks good. This looks very, very good, right? That is a great. I mean, look, I'll show you some other things, right? If you really think about it right now, it's going well. That looks really, really good. I would not be surprised if this continues on, to be honest. I really would not be surprised if this continues on. Yeah. What about the volume? It's a bit of decreasing volume. That's not great. Let's look at local levels of resistance. Oh, and it's reclaimed the Monday mid. Yeah, this. If where's the Monday mid? Right. If render holds the 3.273, if render holds that level, it will continue up. It will be continuation up. Watch that level like a hawk, right? Tomorrow's gonna be very key for that level. Tonight it needs to close above that, and it needs to hold tomorrow's volatility. This looks good. Next, what are we looking at right now? XRP. Oh my god. Okay, let's look at XRP. That actually looks. Look, it's good. It's broken into the key level that I stated that the 2.25 level. It's holding. What is going on? They're all military planes. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. It's a helicopter. You don't hear the ice cream van. Right. Okay. Again, look with XRP, right? It needs to hold. Look, it just needs to come back and retest this 2.25 level. If it comes and holds that level, this will be continuation up, and then the next level will be 2.3373, right? Everything happens in your life as usual. I don't know what's going on, man. It's like my lives are it's like a magnet for weird crap to happen, right? So watch that carefully. Oh man, did that just happen in front of me? Wow, look at that. Did that just happen in front of me? No, that can't be. That's wild. Well, okay. Look now, if it holds this level, all right, unless some whale is watching my live, that'd be hilarious. If this the 2.2531 or let's just make it really clean. Let's make it clean like that. All right. If the 2.254 around that level right holds that level there will be further continuation up. There will be real acceleration up. The one small thing that I will say, which isn't great, right, is that we have filled the mid-wick territory of the previous wick high, which could cause some level of downward pressure. Just this 2.25 level needs to hold really, really aggressively. What are we looking at here? Thoughts on Jasmine. Let's look at. Oh, actually, there was Arch. It's Arch. How's Arch? Do I have Arch here? you say arch? No, ACH. That's right, Alchemy. This one. Let's see this one. All right, let's have a look. Man. All right. All right. There's not much to say, man. This doesn't look great, unfortunately, man. Arches or Arc or whatever it is, Alchemy Play. I don't even know what this is, right? I'm sure it's amazing, but this looks super weak, like super duper weak. Yeah, I mean, like full trend line down. I mean, let's see how this goes. It's not even that. I mean, technically, it's broken through. It's a very weak break. But I would say this, right? How do you join the Learn with Albert group? Asking for Learn with Albert. Just I don't know what Albert is, but if you want to check out Learn by Alvarez group, just just go down into the comments on YouTube, and you'll see the TikTok channel there. You can click it or copy it and put it into TikTok. You can see, not TikTok, into Telegram and see. Now this looks weak. I would only really be interested, and this could if it gets above this level here. It needs to reclaim that level. That's actually the trading range that it needs to get to. This point here is dangerous. It's not great. This doesn't excite me, unfortunately, man. I don't want to be horrible. Explain the decision why the level 5 million total 3 is more really important. 5 million total 3. What? I don't know what you mean by that, man. I'm sorry. All right. What else am I looking at here? ADA. You want me to look at ADA? Let's look at ADA. ADA or Cardano. Do I have ADA here? Here we go. Stupid. All right. ADA. Let's adjust that a little bit. Isn't great. I mean, like, you can see a clear break of the trend, right? I wouldn't say it's fantastic. But I will say this, right? I will say this about it. It is looking better. It is looking a bit better, because if you look carefully here, is that we've technically produced a higher high. Technically produced a higher high. If we can come back and produce something that is a lower high, this could be building a nice little upward trend line that could bounce off and then potentially start working its way back up to this trend. But there is a lot, like, this is danger zone, right? This is danger zone that we're in. It's there was a moment where this thing I thought was going to go back down all the way to the the actual all the way back down to this level here, but it bounced off the wick. It just cleaned out all of that wick area, but it's done it before. I mean, like, it's come down and cleaned out this wick as well. So it looks okay. I like the fact that it's a higher high. If it can hold that by the day close, that will look good. On the 4 hour, yeah, it's a clean breakout of that level there. So look here. It's more of a range. 1 second. All right, it's a clean breakout of that range there. What we will have to see is if it can hold that level. Let's get rid of this crap. All right, if it can hold that level, potentially come and retest that and then move up, it could be good. it could be good, but I would say that it's gonna have to do a lot of work. I mean, a lot of work to break through these EMAs here, because that is on a downward trajectory at this present moment, and it will most probably, even if it does get here, reject off that and possibly come and retest this level and then move up from there like that. That's what I would expect if this thing is going to be going up. Right, what is it? Total 3 against Bitcoin. Oh, you're talking about this? Ah, yeah, all right. Okay. The reason why I'm saying these two levels here, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because this level at it's the 7.44. This level at the 7.44 is a key support level. A key support level, right? This is a level where it needs to hold. And usually at these moments, where these areas where there is extreme, we're at the extreme of the extremities of this move, where Bitcoin has got to a point where it is so, it's surpassing the complete entirety of what you would expect is the altcoins, right? There will be a point. There will be a point where Bitcoin's luster, that growth potential, will start to diminish, right? So the way this works, I'll show. I'll do a bit of things, and then I'll head off, right? Bitcoin at this present moment is this sort of box of amazingness, right? And it is so far ahead of alts that the money is flowing into this because the growth potential of Bitcoin is so much higher than alts. The thing is, once this gets to a level where the growth tapers off, the growth curve tapers off to a point, right, like this, then there'll be a point where people will be looking for the potential growth of alts, right? That potential growth of alts will be ultimately higher than the position that it's here. So money will start to flow into this section, and it will start equalizing the difference between the two, because the potential growth will be better here than on Bitcoin, and people will be looking for those larger gains. That's why these areas of these areas here usually are key important areas, because it shows potential resistance zones for growth in Bitcoin, where it could show a potential growth in alts in relation to Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Did I explain that in the right way? I understood what I said. All right, that's where that is. Okay, that's that. All right, guys. Few other things I'll be talking about as well, and then I will move on from there. Again, the Bella Baba sign up is ending at in a 2 weeks time. In 2 weeks time, once this ends, you will not be able to join free of charge. You will have limits on minimums to be able to get into here. This gives you, in essence, Swiss banking without being a Swiss resident. It also gives you a credit card where in the coming weeks and days, you'll be able to put crypto into it and spend it on your card. And most probably, we'll be getting to an area where the non-KYC card will be launching. Also, on top of that, if you go to the Learn by Alvarez group, in there, I'll show you this now as well. 1 second. People are going crazy. Where's the Learn by Alvarez group here? Right, Learn by Alvarez group here. If you go into the useful links, you'll see that anyone that signs up, uses this code, will get an extra 5% on the cashback on the card utilization. So right now you get 5% cashback on all card usage from this bank. They're fully registered by Visa, MasterCard, and have all the safety all right, all that kind of stuff there. And if you fill out this, you will be put into a a roster of getting into the pre-sale of this institution that does $40 million worth of volume a month. Let's not forget that this is a bank we're talking about, right? So quite large output, and this is a specific benefit they do. I use this thing, so I talk to them. They're giving this potential for all of you guys as well. Now, on top of that, what I will say is one more thing. Make sure everyone checks out FatCat as well. Utilize the aggregator. It's one of the cheapest out there. There aren't many that you can cross swap everything from any chain for very small fees. Look, I mean, even if you do ETH to FatCat, for example, cross chain Solana swap, you put I don't know, half an ETH there. The actual cost of this thing is minute in relation to what it would cost anywhere else. Anywhere else, it costs what is basically at $10 to do a cross chain swap on ETH into a meme coin. You're not gonna get that anywhere else. It's one of those things you can, if you that you will not see anywhere else. This is fully safety backed and on all the other aspects on that side there. Also, furthermore, if you get into the FatCat aggregator as well, not the aggregator, the bot, any project that utilizes this and actually buys it will get 30 minutes on this live as well. All right, cool. Any other questions? Small little questions. Why they asked me about my ID tax code. You don't need to put anything there. Just you can put that as zeros on there. That's for future reference. So when you're creating it, forget the tax code. Just put a bunch of zeros there, and that should be more than enough to get you through. That's just a criteria that they ask for if you're doing any type of business transactions. Is that a thing? Like change now? Yeah. Look, so it's like, it's if you have anything that you want to swap to anything else, rather than going from one place, sending it to another place, to going to an exchange, to do and spending all of those costs all the way through, right? You know how expensive Ethereum is to do anything. It's insane. What aggregator does is that it searches multiple levels of liquidity within a bunch of other exchanges, right? Finds the cheapest, brings it all into one point. That's why, look, it costs $10 to move it from Ethereum to Solana to buy a meme coin. You will just go to your Phantom wallet, right? Go to your Phantom wallet and where you and put some find the ETH in there and see what a cross swap from Ethereum to Solana. It'll cost you $30 just to do that swap, let alone trying to then buy a meme coin over it. It's wildly cheaper than anything else you can check out. Check it out, and any of the small little fees that it costs to do all that kind of stuff goes into FatCat anyway. It's a no-brainer. It's a win-win for everyone. Right. Thank you, Albert. Thank you so much. All right. I'm gonna bid you a good night from Albert. I hope this was helpful. I kind of like this view. It's kind of like more, you can see, you can see me, you can see how like, sexified I am. I'm actually a lot bigger than most people understand. I'm a big ass guy, right? So I think it's kind of cool. I might adjust it a little bit, make it a bit more cleaner, and then once I get my office, my own house that I have to plead for and spend bags and rings and stuff for, there will be like other cool stuff in the background. I might actually just like draw. I might just draw that in the background when I get the office, because I'm cool and stuff. But anyway, look, guys, love, affection. Can finally see the. I don't know what that is. Anyway, look, guys, love, affection. See you guys tomorrow, and we will go from there. Remember all the things I said. Hope it was helpful.